Welcome back. It's Rush Limbaugh executing assigned host duty flawlessly, zero mistakes. Just let me share a couple other things here about this, just to do as much as I can of closing the loop here on the purpose of trials and the legal system, the justice system, not necessarily being about a pursuit of the truth. As I said, if it were solely about the truth, we wouldn't allow defendants the opportunity for lawyers to present their case and try to confuse everything. We demand that they confess. If we had the evidence, if we knew they were guilty, what the hell? It's about truth here. Wrap it up. Be done here in 5 minutes and move on to the next one. Just confess. It's not what happens, is it? And get this. We bend over backwards for defendants. And if you'll just search your memory, how many times can you remember being frustrated at somebody you thought was obviously guilty but was let go on a quote-unquote technicality? Might be was not properly Mirandized. Might be the cop had a conflict and he didn't announce. Any number of things had nothing to do with the actual deed the bad guy did, but he walks. Even though we know the truth, still walks. You know it, and I know it. You've been frustrated by things like that. If what we were doing with this is why Obama is really conducting a disservice on all of this by encouraging people, sports stars, and anybody else, to rag on the justice system, such as grand jury proceedings. This is irresponsible. He is the number one law enforcement officer in the country, swears an oath. This is outrageous. He should be doing the exact opposite what he's doing and throwing cold water on all this fire. And he's not doing that. Neither is his idiot mayor. And, of course, if they're not going to do anything about it, why should lesser people? If the people who set the example are going to punt, then why should anybody else worry about it? Louis Brandeis commented on that, just a second, former Supreme Court justice. But other privileges. For example, a priest cannot divulge the details of confession. A wife or husband cannot testify against a spouse. We do not allow it. There's the attorney-client privilege. Your defense lawyer might not take your case unless you tell him whether you did it or didn't. Your defense lawyer may assume that even if you did it, you're lying about it. Still takes your case. But whatever you've told him, he can't tell a soul. Well, how can we possibly say we're searching for truth here if the defendant has all these exemptions or privileges? So the privileges demonstrate that the justice system considers some social relationships and professional relationships so important that we elevate them over the importance of arriving at the truth. If you did it and your wife knows you did it, but she doesn't have to testify, then you can't say the system is about getting to the truth. The system in this case is about hiding it, in fact. Therefore, it's up to the other guys to prove it despite the privilege. Because the dirty little secret here, and this is why this system needs to be defended at the highest positions of authority and consistently. We would rather have a guilty person go free than an innocent person convicted. That is one of the foundations of this system. Now, I know, if you happen to be a minority, you think I'm the biggest blithering idiot. You don't know what your life, I don't know what your life is like. What do you mean? They don't care about our innocence. They convict us when they don't. I know the grievances. I'm fully aware of them. But the system's like any other human device system. Depending on people involved, it's going to have corruption here. It's going to get it wrong. But the key to it is everybody accepting it and working within the bounds of it to change it when it doesn't go your way. But the way to fix it is not what's happening. Shooting cops, kill cops, dead now. We want them dead now. Marching in the street, telling people, hands up, don't shoot. Didn't happen. Telling them it did happen when it didn't. That's not the way to deal with what you think is an unfair justice system. All this is doing is destroying it. And that's why it is imperative that people like the president and people like the mayor and people like the police commissioner and people who are going to get involved in this fray do the right thing where the system is concerned.